distracted all the time?
I'd like to. Zoom squishy.
Having trouble absorbing information? Are you impulse shopping a lot? Gimme!
Decline.
You might have ADHD.
Hey guys, I think I have ADHD.
So, what causes this neurological condition? And how common is it?
Please stop that. Stop what?
This is your body on having ADHD.
Don't.
ADHD, or Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, has affected nearly 140 million adults worldwide.
That's a pretty good army.
Symptoms usually develop by the age of 12. On average, 2 students in every U.S. classroom will have ADHD.
Can I listen to my heart on that?
But what causes ADHD isn't exactly clear. So, what should you do if you have it? And how does it affect your brain?
What is it? Fine, don't tell me.
Causes of ADHD. ADHD is a neurological disorder that affects you from birth. It's not something you develop over time. So, where does it come from? Well, your genes are partially responsible. You'll be 4 times more likely to have ADHD if one of your relatives has it. Exposure to environmental toxins in your childhood could also be a factor, but there's no conclusive evidence. What we do know is that patients with ADHD have significant structural and functional differences in their brains compared to those without it. Areas like the frontal cortex, responsible for things like organization and planning, don't receive as much dopamine as they should. And less dopamine flowing to your basal ganglia can make you inattentive and overly impulsive. But this is just scratching the surface. What symptoms would you need to have to be diagnosed with ADHD? Being hyperactive. Predominantly hyperactive impulsive presentation is a common variety of ADHD. It is seen as being fidgety and highly talkative. You'll have trouble sitting still for long periods of time. Some kids with ADHD can have more bodily injuries because they engage in risky behavior and get themselves into unsafe situations.
I am not in danger, Skylar. I am the danger.
They have trouble controlling impulses, so they might grab items. They also climb, run, or jump constantly. But this could just be their idea of having fun or goofing around, so parents, I wouldn't jump to any conclusions.
Dory!
Being inattentive. Predominantly inattentive presentation is another variety of ADHD. You'll be unable to follow conversations or instructions.
Why doesn't mine look like that?
It will also be hard to make decisions and plans, or even remember things. If you're in school, you'll have trouble maintaining focus in your classes. Symptoms in girls are far more likely to manifest as extreme daydreaming or inattention. The symptoms can have more severe consequences when driving. Any lack of attention can result in an accident. Older people with ADHD are also at a higher risk of developing Alzheimer's. Alzheimer's and ADHD share a lot of similar symptoms, including inattention and impaired memory.
And what am I doing here?
Being impulsive.
Wow!
Acting on impulses is another sign of ADHD. You'll take action without thinking, or interrupt people because you find it hard to wait. As you're giving in to temptation, you'll be more likely to make mistakes. You'll prefer activities with immediate reward stimulation, like gambling or dangerous stunts. You'll also be more likely to try smoking, drugs, and drinking. And you'll also spend more time playing video games or using the internet. If this sounds like a regular evening for you, don't worry, there's more.
This is just the beginning.
Being disruptive. You may have trouble controlling your emotions.
Forget it!
Accepting criticism or feedback seems harsh to you. Do you get along with your coworkers?
This was a terrible relationship.
These might be signs you have ADHD. It will impact your relationships. You may have low self-esteem or feel alienated and misunderstood. Other disorders may develop, like depression or anxiety.
So, okay. That's me.
Okay, if this sounds a lot like you, what should you do? Getting a diagnosis. Even though professionals now have a better understanding of ADHD, getting a diagnosis is not that easy. Many girls and women are undiagnosed, even if their symptoms are a match for ADHD. They're easily mistaken for anxiety or depression. Throughout 2019, approximately 33,000 women in England were diagnosed with ADHD, compared to over 100,000 men. But getting diagnosed by a professional is crucial to help you learn about your options for treatment and management.
What's on the menu this evening, sir?
Treatments. Special education programs or curricula can help children with ADHD learn new skills. They'll also have to go through behavioral therapy before trying medication. ADHD can also be treated with stimulants, the most common being Ritalin and Adderall. These drugs help ADHD patients focus for longer periods of time. But people who don't have ADHD also use them to increase their energy levels. Do you know how your body will react if you take Adderall regularly? Well, we'll swallow that one on another episode of Your Body On.